A man has been found at a house in Ipswich this afternoon. Officers were called to an address in Cromwell Road by a member of the public at lunchtime who was concerned about the occupants. The house has been cordoned off while investigations are carried out. Police say the death is being treated as unexplained.
Now then, Luton is applying to gain city status after it was announced the Queen will create at least one new city to celebrate her Diamond Jubilee in 2012.
It's hoped it'll be third time lucky for the town following previous unsuccessful bids in 2000 and 2002. Hannah Pettifer reports.
From football to fish and chips, turning a town into a city is no easy task. Today, a group of representatives from Luton, including cricketer Monty Panesar, gathered in Westminster to launch their bid for city status.
It will help raise the profile of Luton, which is good for attracting inward investment, good for job creation. But probably most important, I think it would be a recognition for the people of Luton, the journey that they've travelled, the vibrancy which is the town.
But does becoming a city really make that much of a difference?
I don't really think it makes an awful lot of difference. I don't see a whole lot of benefits in it becoming a city.
I think I prefer it the way it is, actually. Luton town, you know, a bit of country and a bit of town.
I don't know if it makes any difference, to be honest. I don't know.
It's like Luton town, you can't change to Luton City Football Club, you know.
I don't think it'd make a big difference, no. I think it's fine as it is.
This will be the third time in 10 years that Luton's applied for city status. It now joins a list of other towns who've also been unsuccessful. But will this be the case of third time lucky? Luton applied for city status in 2000 and 2002, alongside Chelmsford, Colchester, Ipswich, Milton Keynes, Northampton and Southend. But all were unsuccessful. Now Luton will be up against Chelmsford and Milton Keynes, amongst others, the winner being announced in 2 years' time. City status grants are used to mark royal occasions. Luton's third bid falls in line with the Queen's Diamond Jubilee in 2012. Luton, who, just outside of the town, has welcomed the Queen on several occasions. They're hoping this connection may swing the balance in their favour.
The Queen spent many wedding anniversaries here at Luton Hoo back in the 70s and 80s. The Duke of Edinburgh also spent his 60th birthday celebrations here. So obviously, having that royal connection hopefully will boost Luton's chances of, gaining city status.
In the last 60 years, Luton's transformed from the home of hat making to a home of high-tech business. In 2 years' time, one more change just might take Luton to another level altogether. Hannah Pettifer, Anglia News, Luton.
Well, stay with it.
The parents of a boy from King's Lynn who died from meningitis are campaigning to raise awareness and help find a cure for the disease.
Gemma Norris and Ben Davey are supporting Meningitis UK in its vaccine research work after 3-year-old Jacob died within 24 hours of contracting the disease. Martin Stew went to meet them.
Excuse me, can I just hand you this leaflet? It's about meningitis.
Gemma Norris and Ben Davey from King's Lynn are dealing with grief the best way they know, by trying to help others. Their son Jacob died of meningitis in March, just 2 months before his 4th birthday.
It wasn't nice, but we've got to carry on, sort of get this all out. We've got his younger brother to think about, Stephen. So we'll just get the message out and hopefully get a vaccination would be the best thing.
It's one of the things that you don't see a lot on the news, you don't hear about a lot on the radio and stuff like that, apart from when there's a scare.
At the moment, there is no vaccination for meningitis B, the most common strain of the disease which killed Jacob. So Gemma and Ben want parents to know what early signs to look out for. These include flu-like symptoms, severe headaches and a rash which doesn't fade when a glass is pushed onto it.
Tragically, meningitis can kill in under 4 hours. And with Jacob, obviously within 24 hours, he was completely overwhelmed by the disease and he died. But, in the absence of the vaccines that we need that could have saved him, public awareness is very important.
No one realised, how sudden meningitis can attack. It's something that we'll never get over. Stephen's very lost without his brother. They went and done everything together. My daughter, I don't think she'll ever get over it. She's still crying, and grieving for her son. People say that time's a healer, but no. He was too young.
Jacob's family hope with their help, fewer parents will have to face their pain. Martin Stew, Anglia News, Wisbech.
2 men have been sentenced to a total of 14 years in prison after kidnapping a man in Suffolk last September. Farad Shabazz and Nathan Carty, both from London, were jailed for 8 and 6 years. They kidnapped Werner Serio, a self-confessed conman, at gunpoint in the grounds of the old rectory in Drinkston near Bury St Edmunds, and then held him captive for 9 hours in a Lewisham flat.
He was bound with his hands behind his back, blindfolded. He was locked in a cupboard. Really a whole process of keeping him subdued and terrified. And certainly when he made good his escape, it was quite apparent he was absolutely petrified.
Now, in the height of summer, up to 90,000 passengers can pass through Stansted Airport every day.
Well, one of the tasks facing Essex Police is to stop criminals smuggling cash out of the country. And to help them, they use the best friend a man could have. Sally Rourke reports now.
For cash, drugs, or firearms.
What is serious crime to the police is a simple game to the police dogs.
That's an indication, if you like, of him finding money. You'll see what he done there was his nose just stopped on the object, if you like, and he's waiting for his reward, which is a tennis ball.
For 2 days, the police have stationed themselves and the animals all round Stansted Airport. Their main aim is to find cash that could be related to crime.
We're looking at a region over £1,000 or upwards. We had one earlier with £500, and I was happy with the answers from the passenger in relation to why he had the cash on him, so there wasn't a major problem really.
But the dogs aren't just attracted to money.
The dog's showing a lot of interest in the bags, so it's worthy of further investigation.
There was certainly something to sniff out, but not quite worth seizing.
It was a Polish sausage, so he's got good taste.
But they have had success elsewhere.
Yesterday, the team did stop a man who had £10,000 on him. They seized that and it's gone away to be investigated. The fear being that money has come from the proceeds of crime.
They also found a passenger who'd hidden credit cards with different names on them in a cigarette box, and on another operation, a woman carrying suspicious gold. They've even uncovered a car scam at Stansted.
Organised crime group from Lithuania were hiring cars from hire companies, then not returning them, cloning them very quickly, giving them a whole new identity, sold them through car auctions and car sales magazines at what would appear to be bargain prices. Members of the public instantly bought them, only to find out later that they were stolen and they lost the car and the money.
They were all caught except the ringleader, Jonas Bondarenko, who's now a wanted man after going on the run. The operation back inside has a few hours to go, but it's not all work for the dogs, if indeed they see it as work at all. Sally Rourke, Anglia News, Stansted.